friend, welcome. I'm Jen. I'm a part-time online clothing reseller, which means I go to thrift stores, I buy used clothes, I list them on eBay and Poshmark, and hopefully sell them for a profit. Today, we're going to talk about 3 different things. One, all of the sales that I had in July because it's August 1st. And I'm also going to talk about my August listing challenge. And I also have one little tiny sale from yesterday. These are a pair of Spanx pantyhose. I found them in a little thrift store. I thought, Spanx is a good name. Pantyhose I didn't expect to sell for very high. They even have a price tag on them for $11. I listed them for $15, and somebody bought them with my 15% off coupon. So they paid a total of $18.07. I spent $1 on them. They did take 5 months to sell, which is not really surprising. I'll share with you the sell-through rate here in a minute. It's pretty low. But my profit is $10.42. I do not mind a lower profit like that on something like this that just took me, 20 seconds to pack up. It didn't take me long to list or photograph. It takes up basically no space. I don't mind stuff like that. It did take 5 months to sell. The average sale price is $14.76, which was right on par for what mine sold for. 20% sell-through rate. So pretty low sell-through rate. So I'm not surprised that it took that long to sell. Anyway, that's going to go out in the mailbox because I don't even think I scheduled a pickup. I did have a couple offers, one on Poshmark, one on eBay, kind of late last night that I haven't accepted yet. I haven't decided if I'm going to accept them. They're both a little on the low side. One is for something that I just listed. I think I listed it yesterday. So I'm not really sure if I want to, I'll make a decent profit on it, but I'm not sure I want to go that low on it yet. But hopefully we can talk more about that tomorrow, depending on if I accept the offer or not. So July, like I said, I am part-time. I do this part-time. I am a stay-at-home mom. I am a homeschooling mom. Those are my first and foremost priorities. I do have about 1,200 to 1,300 items listed on a regular basis. So just so you kind of know where I'm coming from, these are the things that I have sold, my top sellers. So I've sold dresses, tops, pants, bras, and sweaters. All the tops, pants, and sweaters, all women's clothes. I do sell men's stuff. Apparently just not a lot of it in July. But those were my top categories. My top brands are Torrid, Talbot's, Vintage, which I just use when something's vintage and doesn't have a notable name, Chico's, and Columbia, which was kind of surprising, but I did find a couple of rain jackets that I listed in June, I think, that sold in July. Yeah, Columbia is not a brand that I actively search for. Talbot's and Chico's, they're high up there, but I don't know. I was just saying a couple days ago that I don't feel like I sell very much of it, but maybe it's in comparison to how much I actually have. I don't sell that much. Okay. So, first of all, I get all my first of all, I've already told you 5 things. Looking good there. Sorry, my son distracts me. He's cute. Now I'm super distracted. I should edit stuff like this out, but I'm not going to because if you watch any of my other videos, I just try to be very realistic, and interruptions and distractions are part of my reality. And so here we go. I get all my information from Vendu. My revenue, so all my gross sales for July was $2,780.66. My profit, so that takes out my cost of goods, all the fees that I pay in Poshmark and eBay, and my shipping labels that I buy on eBay. I have not, since they switched it, I have not offered any shipping discounts on Poshmark. My profit is $1,653.01. It's about $100 higher than June, which is amazing. About 350 less than my goal. My general goal is $2,000 a month. 1,000 of that goes into our family budget for things like soccer fees and piano lessons and dance classes, things like that. Things that just go along with having 4 kids. And then I put 500 of that back into my business, generally around there. Things for like my subscriptions to Vendu and Prime Lister and my eBay store. Things like I just ordered more tape and more tissue paper that I use to wrap my items in, poly mailers, tape, things like that. And then also inventory, my cost of goods. So yeah. And then 500 of it I save in a savings account for tax purposes. That's the goal. It flexes obviously because I didn't make 2,000 this month. So I did list 109 items and I sold 110 items, which I think is fantastic. I love that it was even. My average sale price is $25.28. So I'm not selling super high-end items here. This is actually down from June, about 52 cents. So that, I would love that to be higher, but my reality is that I don't find high-end items often. I do find them sometimes. It's very exciting when I do. But most of my items sell between $15 and $25, and that's okay. I make enough for a part-time job, a part-time business with my family, with my circumstances. So I think that's great. I sold 32% of the items on Poshmark and 68% of the items on eBay. It in the past has been, right around 30-70. So this was, pretty close. What I thought was interesting was my profit is also usually 30-70, but this one it's closer to 40-60. So my profit on Poshmark was 37%. And my profit on eBay was 63%. So what I'm saying is 63% of my profit I earned on eBay. 37% of my profit I earned on Poshmark. Just want to make sure I told you that correctly there. Okay, I spent $357.12 on new inventory. One thing I didn't take out was any, other things that I bought. Like I said, I just ordered tissue paper and tape on my subscriptions. I didn't take that number out. I probably should have. But once I take out my cost of goods, my profit goes down to $1,295.89. I will tell you, I count my cost of goods twice because if you notice when I said my profit number, I did say that takes out the cost of goods. But so that's probably not realistic to also then take out the cost of goods again from what I spent this month, but that's how it works in my brain. I'm just trying to give you all the information. So I did not work much in July. I think I only worked 3 out of the 4 weeks, and then there were much lighter weeks, but as a general rule, I list every day. I list about 10 items, although I realized it was way less in July. I list in general. Hey bud, can you stop doing that? It's really loud. Thank you. It takes me about an hour and a half to list 10 items and relist 30 items. So that's 9 hours a week. It takes me about an hour to ship. That includes printing all my labels. That includes recording my video and actually shipping up the items. I take photos twice a week, generally in a chunk of about 3 hours. I can get about 40 items done in about 3 hours. I think that's right. And then I source 1 day a week. It's generally around 6 hours. About once a month, I go on a really big trip for like 16 hours. But I did not do that in July. So adding all of that up, that's 27 hours a week. I think that's on the high side. I don't think I actually work 27 hours a week. I think it's closer to 20, 25. But I'm just, rounding up. I know for certain that I did not take very many photos in July. I did not source. It looks like I sourced a lot in July with $357, but a lot of that was just like a little quick trip in when my daughter has an appointment in a larger town about an hour away. And so I've just been running in and getting a couple things at a Goodwill or another local thrift store close to her appointment. So I don't know. Anyway, roughly 27 hours a week. If I worked 4 weeks out of the month, I would have made $12 an hour, which is, I realize, not a lot. However, that is more than what I was making as an assistant manager at a coffee shop, which was what I was doing prior to doing this. So when I put it in that perspective, this is definitely worth it for me. I can stay home most of the time other than my sourcing. When I do source, generally I take at least one child with me. I try not to take all of them, but a couple of them enjoy it, and it's good one-on-one time. If it's always a good time when I can go by myself. If I only worked 3 weeks out of the month, which is probably more likely, I made $16 per hour, which I think is really great. Definitely more than, some of my marketable skills. Anyway, I feel like this is so disjointed. If you have any questions about that, please let me know in the comments. I will be happy to clarify anything that I can. This obviously does not cover everything, but it's just a basic overview of July, what July looks like for me. Oh, I have been asked the last few months if I'm making money on YouTube. I did get monetized by AdSense, and in July I made $301.06. So that's awesome. Definitely a bonus. I'm very, very happy about that. Definitely is helping. We have some new financial goals in our home, and so I am going to be looking for new ways to make some more money, YouTube being one of those, and then this challenge that I'll talk to you about here in a minute. So anyway, like I said, ask me any questions. I will do my best to try to be really transparent as much as I can. Someone did ask what I do to prepare for taxes, and really I'm not super great at that. I do have Vendu, like I said. I'm not sponsored by them or anything, but I have an affiliate link. Anyone can have an affiliate link. Anyway, I keep all the information for each individual item on there. All the information that I get at the end of the year comes straight off of eBay and Poshmark. I just download all my reports from there, and that's where I get that. And then I just save all my receipts. So any travel expenses that I have, all my mileage, all my receipts from my thrift stores. I don't do a whole lot of cash stuff. So I don't worry too much about that, but I know some people do, like garage sales a lot. So that I don't really have a recommendation on. My biggest recommendation is to have an accountant, a CPA. I'm not a tax professional at all, so I don't really have any thoughts on that. What are you asking me? No, it's not raining. It's just kind of misty. Oh, it is raining.
It is?
Yeah, it's like a misty rain.
For real?
For real. Okay, so my challenge. Yesterday, I do a daily ship with me video. So yesterday was the last day of July. I was talking about having a listing challenge for August. So I was able to kind of talk it out with my husband. He helps me see a much bigger picture. Sometimes I get an idea and I'm like hyper focused on that. Thank you, ADHD. And I get super hyper focused on something, and he kind of goes, okay, wait a minute, but we have all of these other things. It's not just this one thing. So he was saying, if you're doubling your listing, that means you have to double your photographing time. That means you're doubling your sourcing time. So you're going to double your work time. And even though, one of the things I said yesterday was we don't have any trips planned. I haven't started school yet with the kids, so I feel like I have so much more time. But really, August is when I need to be planning for this upcoming school year. We have a Zoom membership that I want to take advantage of. I don't want this month of that's a little bit more low-key to become filled up. I want to keep it low-key. And he was very, very lovingly reminded me of that, and that's very true. However, when I was looking at my numbers, I realized that while I say I list 10 items a day, and that generally is my goal, that didn't actually happen in July. We went camping one week for like 4 or 5 days. I didn't list it all then. We went on a trip with my husband's family. I didn't list it all then. And then apparently I didn't list other times because I only listed 109 items in July. That averages out to 4 items a day. So my listing challenge to myself is to actually list 10 items a day in August. And so that will still be doubling my listings that I did for June, was similar, June and July, but won't be making my life out of control. That's the hope anyway. So my plan, my challenge to myself is to list 10 items per day. So if you already told me what your challenge is for yourself yesterday, then you don't have to do that again today, but check in, let me know. Did you start the month off right? Did you get those listings done? It's morning for me, so I have not done my listings yet for today, but that's what I'm going to do right next. And then the second thing is I am going to be doing I'm also going to be adding Depop to my platforms. So I tried it before. I had a major disaster with it, but I think that I can figure it out again. That's the plan anyway. So 10 listings a day, add Depop. Those are my challenges to myself for the month of August. Okay, I feel like I have talked a lot. Oh, I did want to say, I did decide I'm going to do a little like reseller grab bag, mystery bag thing. So it will have in it, if you complete the challenge on the last day, I'll do like a little, comment that you completed your August challenge. And when you comment, I'll do a comment generator thing. I haven't figured, I'll have to figure out how to do that because I don't know. But the winner will get a little grab bag, and it will have a couple of my favorite reseller tools in it. And it will also have a $25 gift card to Amazon. So that's what I decided on. I think that will be fun. I'm excited about it. I'm excited to see how it kind of jumpstarts eBay for me, and Depop. I'm a little scared. Okay, so let me know. Check in about the challenge. Let me know if you want to start the challenge. It's not too late to start. Even if you're seeing this on the 2nd or 3rd or 4th, you can still start. And let me know how July went for you. All right. I think I have and hummed and hawed enough today. Thank you so much for joining me. Thanks for sticking around to the end. I appreciate you so much. Make sure you like and subscribe if you haven't. I'll see you soon.